This is The Brain Truth with Allison Jordan. Prepare, renew, reclaim. And now, your host, Allison Jordan.
Hey, hi, Brain Jewels. Hi, my beautiful, beautiful Brain Jewels. And welcome to yet another episode. We were just here last week. This is episode 2.10. I'm glad I have a really good team because I did not know what episode we were on. But got my little brain. My little brain, as you can see, Bendy got to it. Bendy got to my brain, y'all. I had, Bendy, my supposedly emotional support animal. It has not been so emotionally supportive lately. So she's locked up in the cage. She's not here. She does not have on her cute little pink dress to join me. Hi, Ronnie. Good evening. Okay, so welcome to another episode of The Brain Truth with Allison Jordan on the Brain Truth Radio and iHeart Radio station. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Podbean, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Player FM, Amazon Music, Listen Notes, and anywhere you can listen to your podcast. And of course, we're here every Tuesday at The Brain Truth at www.thebraintruth.com, live every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard. And I'm really excited because I can't talk about it, but we're going to be on either some bigger platforms and more platforms. Last week, I posted on my Facebook, I think last week we reached in a week 86,000 people. And I think overall, I think we're up maybe in just 20, what is it? I don't even know, like 25 weeks, and we're over 100 and some 50,000 people. We reached 86,000 more last week. So we're doing a really good job. So it's still Women's History Month, and we are celebrating women all year, all month. I want to say all year, all month long. That's me. Hello, that's Rosie. You know how we do it. So I wanted to say a special something because it's Women's History Month. And I want to just acknowledge my team because I don't know if you guys know this show, and we're doing another show. There's a few things going on, and I have a really powerful group of women. And I just want to break it down to you because it's Women's History Month, and I want to celebrate my homegirls that's part of my team. And I cannot do this without them. And, I get emotional, so I'm not going to try to get emotional. I put extra mascara on today. But, you guys know about my brain gang. So I just want to give a little shout out to Cochla Reynolds, who's on the brain gang. And then there's our Queen Mother, love you, Queen. And Rachel, who's our youth advocate. Sandra, Sister Jenna, who's over in New Delhi. And she was also in Thailand. So shout out to you out there in New Delhi now. And Giselle, who's a consultant. We just added Yolanda, who's all the way in Africa. So we have an international team. And then my production team, which is Krishana, my technical producer, who got my back every week. She's more than that, though. And Rachel, who's dope. She helps with the run of show and helping with guests. And Kim Spies, who's our guest coordinator. Franzi, who's our new Brain Gang member. You'll meet her tonight. She's a clinician. Dr. Gettings, of course. Dr. Ivy. And, of course, my chief strategist officer, Prophet June. And then there's Kathy Conley. And then I say Yolanda. So I think I got everybody, but that's like the brain gang and the brain bunch and the brain this and the Brainiac board. Oh, the Brainiac board. Oh yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, I just had to give a shout out to that. That wasn't on the Run the Show, people, but I just wanted to acknowledge my team and just say I love you and I thank you. And it's a bunch of break the bias women. Okay, break the bias. That's the sign. Break the bias. Okay. So last week we talked about what was going on in the Ukraine, and I asked people to donate, right, to the efforts of the World Kitchen. Well, since there have been numerous videos of foreign students fleeing Ukraine saying they are facing segregation and racism at the border, mostly African and Indian, and a lot of women. I watched a video of a Black woman and Indian woman. You could have kept that up, being forced to walk miles and miles and miles. In the cold, right? So a girl by the name of Sakisi Tantrika, a fourth-year medical student from India, shared her ordeal with CNN. And it was so gut-wrenching, right? That there's all these organizations that are here to help. So I'm now asking you guys this week to support Urgent Action Fund for Women's Human Rights. They are providing everything from food and transportation to shelter for those fleeing the conflict. So please visit urgentactionfund.org. The website is right here. I hope when we put these things up that people screenshot it or write it down. And please write in, please send in. There's a lot of stuff you can get involved when you go to that website. So please, please help them over there in the Ukraine. Okay. All right. So it's time for the brain bit. I love you too. Hi, Kim. Okay, so this week I didn't do this brain bit. So, of course, you know, the brain bit is our little joke because laughter heals the mind, the body, and the soul. So, we're going to kick it off with a brain bit. This one was submitted by Rachel, one of our producers. Okay, so I am not responsible, but laugh anyway because laughter is healthy. Okay, so question. What is a pirate's favorite layer of the meninges? Now, I just learned what the meninges is. Some like middle layer of the brain. I don't know. Rachel can explain it over in the comments. Okay, so what is a pirate's favorite layer of the meninges? You probably gotta be a clinician to know this. The answer is arachnoid. Get it? Arachnoid. Huh. Anyway, okay. We'd love to hear from you. So send me some more brain bit jokes. We're running out of them. If you have a really funny brain bit, keep sending it to us. Tag us on Facebook or on Instagram or hit us up at thebraintruthradio@gmail.com. Now let's get to the sponsors because doing this podcast takes a lot. Like that sound effect, we got to pay for that. So we need sponsors. So our sponsor, Swabs and Swirls, of course, is our COVID testing company. So if you guys have any type of family gathering or big event, we just did a huge event over the weekend, 150 people we tested. And people are still testing now, even though they're saying that you can go without masks, they're still coming back positive. So please, if you still have an event or you need to get tested and do rapids before your event, keep it safe. swabsandswirls@gmail.com. Pretty 12 Cosmetics, NAMI South Suburbs, which you know that I'm a board member, River Edge Hospital, Epic Arts and Entertainment, Patch Party Club, Brain Truth for Kana, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And if you'd like to be a sponsor, please log on to our website, www.thebraintruth.com for more information, or you can send a donation. And I got some last week via Cash App. So that's money sign the Brain Truth. That's our Cash App. Okay. All right. So I want to give a little something to the Brain Rain Spotlight. So that's like a new segment that we just added. We thought it's called the Brain Rain, honey. Brain Rain Spotlight. That means we're going to be highlighting people that's using their brain to make it rain. And since it's Women's History Month, we got a dope woman on tonight, honey. And I love her. She's dope. Like, she's my girlfriend. That's my favorite word, dope, y'all. I shouldn't even say that. I got to get another word. I don't think that's appropriate. Should I say that? Sister Jenna always be talking about. Okay, anyway. Her name is am I saying this right? Itona. Miss Scott. Queen Scott is a therapist, right? Turned heart healthy foodpreneur. She is an occupational therapist in Bolingbrook, Illinois. And I just learned it. So she should be part of the brain game. Anyway, and may see patients with physical rehabilitation needs, deafness, brain damage, and more. I didn't even know this till I read. See, that's why I like my brain game. They be giving me stuff. I'm like, wait a second. What they saying? We talking about dressing? What we doing? What we talking about right now? What the heck's we talking about? Okay. Anyway, she has been practicing for over 21 years since getting her license to practice in Illinois. And she's a woman of God on a mission to help annually 1.5 million women and minorities overcome cardiovascular-related ailments by eating deliciously. I did not know this. Can you bring her in, please? I'm so confused right now. Come on in, sister. Come on in. Hi, sister. I did not know all of this. No, I just know about your delicious dressing, honey. Oh my goodness. Well, welcome to the Make It Brain Rain, honey, spotlight.
Thank you so much.
I am so proud of you. So your background and what we're doing led you to do this. So everybody, I don't know, but this woman, she has some really good salad dressings. And tell us about the salad dressing. All I know is Issa Marie, right? Issa Marie's dressing.
Essie Marie's.
Okay. Dressing and marinades, and you can find them. They're dairy free, and that was made my heart because I'm vegan and low in sodium, vegan friendly, and they're at Mariano's, the Sugar Beet Food Co-op. They're at Pete's Produce. Holy cow! Tell me about this, and I have some right here. So while you talking, I'm about to eat some because I'm hungry. So go ahead and tell me how this all got started, like for real.
Well, I used to take the product to work, and my coworkers and everybody would like, don't let her leave, hold her hostage, because they loved it. Like every time we was having an event at work, I was like the person to bring this particular dish, and that was with the salad and everything. And so people loved it so much. So I told my husband, I was like, I want to do something meaningful with it,
This is the Tutti Frutti.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's vegan, right? Yeah. But it's so thick and like it's so decadent. It almost looks like frosting, like donut. It's like donut frosting.
That's the thing, they're so creamy without putting any cream in them. That's what I like.
Oh my God.
Without any added dairy and stuff. Yeah.
Why dressings? I'm gonna do this.
I don't. It's just seriously, when I say this, I truly mean it. Like you just said, I'm a therapist by trade. I never knew I would be doing salad dressings and marinades. Like it's just God. That's all I can say about it. It's God led. I never thought I'll be doing those salad dressings and marinades out of everything, Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the dressing, the beginning, like the story. Like,
yes,
I know something about your mom, and
yes.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that, and then where we can find it.
Absolutely.
And are you going to be a Brain Gang member? Because I ain't know nothing all about the other stuff.
Yeah, I can figure out what I need to do for the Brain Gang. Absolutely.
I never knew. I mean, I see you about. I know Africa Porter. She's always doing a lot of stuff with you.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about the beginning, like the evolution.
Well, actually, like I said, I told my husband I need to do something meaningful with it because people like really loved it. And so, losing my mom at 15 was such a life-changing, heart-wrenching event in my life. It changed my life. I was just a careless teenager at 15 having a good time with my friends. But when the last thing she said was make something of yourself and passed away, that changed me. It shook my world in the inside of me. And it actually literally changed me. Like I stopped doing the foolish stuff. I changed my life. So this product is, the name Essie Marie's is from my mom. So I lost her to undiagnosed heart disease. We didn't know she had heart disease. She didn't know. It was a sudden thing. It was really tragic. And
sorry.
So this product, I didn't even know heart disease was the number one diagnosis killer of African-American women in minority groups. I didn't know that.
And so everything that you did to this is made with love and in honor of your mother, because when you think about there's like hardly any sodium in here. There's low in fat. And there's no saturated fat, no trans fat. Girl, I can drink this. I'm telling y'all this. I'm not kidding, because anybody that knows me, I don't know if you know that I'm a chef. I don't know if you know I went to culinary school. Yes.
Oh my God,
and I am a real live chef. And matter of fact, my technical producer, Krishana, her father, her late father, and I owned a restaurant together.
Wow.
And so when you go to culinary school, we make our own dressing. We do all our own emulsification. That's a chef.
Wow.
And awesome. So I, things don't have to have a lot of ingredients to taste good. No, and you can tell it's just organic and yummy and delicious. And I mean, I'm not kidding, y'all. Go out and get this. I mean, seriously, I'm a real picky person.
I get it all the time, Allison, that people
do you
light and delicious. Like, oh my God.
I'm not kidding. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't. When I hit that, I'm like, was I smacking? I'm sure that would do bloopers or something. But it only has a few ingredients in here, and it's got beet sugar.
Yes.
What's beet sugar? So
it's just another.
I'm a chef and I don't even know what beet sugar is. What is beet sugar?
It comes from beets.
So they dehydrate the beets and then they cook off the acid or something?
Yeah, and they pull the sugar out of the beets that way. It's a healthier sugar, but it's still sugar. Don't get it right. But the fact, my product the carbs are low still, like 2 to 3 net grams per serving, because
it's like 1.5%, like nothing.
because the vinegar offsets the sugar, so you're really
Okay.
feeling. I've done keto with them, so, and I'm
Yeah, and we're gonna be talking about keto. We got the keto mom here, and we got to get her some dressing.
Yes,
because this is keto friendly.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, and I got to learn more about keto. I have a friend who did keto, and do you know the twins, the two twins, the Kanitra and Kamitra?
I think so. I think their name sounds familiar.
And one of them was a little heavier than the other, and now you can't tell them apart because he lost over like 100 pounds doing keto or something.
Keto
like,
is.
They were committed. And so
I'm actually doing it now myself.
Are you? So you need to stay tuned and get in tune with the super mom, the keto mom. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. So this is our spotlight today, guys. The brain spotlight, and to find out more on how you can get this delicious dressing and to get in touch with her. And I see, honey, Miss Tabitha, honey, you had her do it. You know you win. And I wanted to ask you how much are you really raining. But go to eastamaries.com, get in touch, and get this dressing. It is literally delicious. It's delicious. I can't wait till the show is over so I can smack and slap. Thank you for that. All right, guys. So if you guys want to, I'll talk to you later. I love you.
Love you too, Allison. Thank you, guys. Bye, everyone.
Stay on.
I will.
All right, guys. So that was really good. Y'all need to get into that. That was delicious. And she had Tabitha. Y'all know Tabitha is like my hero. Tabitha is like the vegan food influencer of the world. If she liked it, it's liked, period. So if you guys want to be a part of the Brain Gang, which I just recruited another one, or be on the Brainiac board, or be a resource, remember, go to thebraintruth.com. We can use you. So let's get to the Brain Buzz. The Brain Buzz is just a little bit of information that's buzzing around mental health. So the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI, thanks the Federal Communications Commission for formally designating 988, listen to this very clearly, as a nationwide 3-digit number for mental health crisis and suicide prevention services. 988 has been designated as the new 3-digit dialing code that will route callers to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. This is a big win. Why? Because we don't want to call 911. We don't want to call 911, right? And who's going to remember to dial a 1-800 something or 1-800 when you're in a mental crisis or something? We have to get out of the habit of calling 911. And according to Daniel H. Gillison, the NAMI CEO, he says once fully implemented, 988 will save many lives and is a critical component to ensuring people in crisis are diverted from involvement in the criminal justice system and connected to appropriate services and supports. So remember, 988, look out for it. There's still some cities that are not implementing it yet because it's going to have some money funneled to it so that it can be dispatched to different services. But this should be rolled out in the next few months so you can just not worry about calling 911. If somebody's having a manic or a suicidal ideation, you can call 988. That's a big win for us, guys. Just a really big win. I want to get some snaps, some claps, some love, something, okay? We also need your support of the Mental Health Early Action on Campus Appropriation Act. We need everyone's help this week. It's time to email your legislators to ask them to fund mental health on campuses. Do y'all remember a couple of years ago when a young kid on campus went home and he killed his mother and father, but he had told everybody and they were just laughing? We have to get our kids have a lot of pressure going back to school, the pandemic, suicide ideation is up, mental illness is up, as everybody knows. So the General Assembly is moving into negotiations for next year's budget. And the $19 million of requested funding for campus mental health is under strong consideration. No one opposes it, but there are endless competing priorities for funds, okay? So please email your representative and senator by this Friday, March 18th, okay, using this form. And I'm going to tell you how you can get your form. You can get involved, get more information, find out how you can write into your legislators. Go to NAMI Chicago, or you can email Rachel B at NAMIChicago.org. Screenshot this, write this down, people, okay? because we need everybody to get this stuff. We got to make mental health a priority. All right. All right. So let's get into the show. Let's go to our disclaimer. The Brain Truth does not serve the purpose of providing medical treatment or therapy services, diagnosis, prevention, or cure for any physical, mental, or emotional issue, disease, or condition. As a member of our audience, you agree that the Brain Truth does not assume liability for any physical or mental disease, condition, or issue, or any other type of loss or damage due to any information shared on our broadcast. All right. Our brain biology is brought today by the keto genetic diet. It was all apropos for tonight's guest that we have on. So, according to a study, a ketogenic, and I'm sure I'm not saying it right, diet also increases the number of mitochondria. That's so-called energy factories in the brain cells. A recent study found enhanced expression of genes encoding for mitochondrial enzymes and energy metabolizing in the hippocampus. The hippocampus, remember we talked about that, is the part of the brain important for learning and memory. So apparently you can do a keto diet and you can increase your memory. Hello, hello, hello. So today's topic, as we continue to celebrate Women's History Month, today we will have a candid conversation with one woman who exemplifies this year's theme, Break the Bias. Today we will hear her story of courage, strength, and determination as we continue to honor all during Women's History Month. And at 8 o'clock, remember, we're going to pause. I don't care if I'm in the middle of a deep conversation, but remember, we're going to be pausing at 8 o'clock on the dot at the hour. Because remember, we talked about traffic control. What is traffic control? Traffic control is what you put in your phone or your alarm every hour, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, just every single hour. I want you to go to your phone and put this alarm. It's called traffic control. And during traffic control, that's our opportunity, no matter what we're doing, to take a deep breath, check ourselves, see how you're doing. Am I okay? Am I mad at somebody? Is somebody making me mad? Am I getting ready to go off on somebody at lunch? Am I getting ready to go in there and say something to my husband I shouldn't say, or something to my child? So that's our opportunity to sort of recalibrate, rethink. So traffic control, stop. See what's going on in here. See what's moving. Slow it down. Stop it down. Okay? And that's just going to make life a little better. And as you keep practicing it, because remember, I did this practice for 2 years. I don't even have to look at my clock anymore because as a yogi, your body just, 8 o'clock, I'm like, whoo, 7 o'clock, whoo, And so we want to make a habit. So these are just little tidbits for us to make sure we are keeping in control our mental well-being, because anger does nothing for you, being frustrated. And I'm not going to lie. Last Tuesday, I had a panic attack after the show. It was just a lot. As you know, we were in a transition, getting new people and organizing. And I didn't really take those moments. You know what I mean? Yes, definitely. Sounds like mindfulness. That's what it is, mindfulness. And, I wonder if Angie noticed the memory improvement ability to learn. Oh, I missed that, Rachel. I'm sorry. I didn't see that. I'm so busy looking here. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you guys that. So traffic control is coming up in 7 minutes. So let's get our intro into our hot guests that we have tonight. Okay, so her name is Angie. I think her name is Angie May. Angie Belina May. Something like that. Angie May. Okay, also known as the super mom of 6, or they also call her the keto supermom of 6, whose motto is powered by love. Oh, I love that. Fueled on ketones. Well, she's going to have to let us know all what this means. Sustained by keto coffee. Now I feel like some coffee with this dressing. What's keto coffee? Okay. Boxing is my therapy, is what she says. Angie has experience in the loss of a child and her husband during the course of 6 months. I didn't know that. She was left a widowed mother of 6 children, all under the age of 11. She got into boxing and used it not only as a way to transform herself physically, but mentally. Angie is now a keto coach and cook and teaches other like-minded women how to box. She is the creator of the Warrior Women's Boxing Brawl. Oh, that's perfect for women's history. We got to learn all about that, which is a women's boxing event where she takes a group of ladies through an 8-week journey to learn about boxing. Her mission is to support, encourage, empower, and inspire other women who are struggling to navigate through life. All right, let's bring on Miss Angie, honey, the keto super mom of 6. Where are you at? Oh my God, you're so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You're so beautiful. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Oh my God. So were you backstage when I was eating this deliciousness?
I was backstage. I want some of that deliciousness. Actually, I'm getting hungry. Essie, you got to share.
I wish I could like put it through the screen so you can taste it, because this stuff right here, this is really good. Like, I'm curious to know. So first, before we start getting into like your whole story, can you just tell us what is keto? Like, it's like a big thing. It's like the new black. It's like, oh, I'm doing keto.
Keto is, I know everybody tosses the word keto around, but I mean, it's very basic. The ketogenic diet, shortened to keto, simply means low healthy carbs. They're still carbs, low healthy carbs, high healthy fats, and moderate protein. Simply, it's basically a diet back to basics. And I don't even like to call it a diet, but it's basically like how the caveman ate.
But isn't it like it's a formula? Because I had a friend, like I said it earlier, she lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
But she was eating like a lot of fat. It was like cheese and mayo and butter and ooey and gooey. It looks too delicious to do anything good for you.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
looking at you, girl, and I want to eat nothing but keto for the rest of my life. I just suck on keto all day.
Not only does it make you feel fabulous, you feel healthier. Like you were just saying, the hippocampus lights up with ketones.
So you knew about that? You knew about brain health? You didn't?
I did not know about brain health. No, I started the keto diet when it wasn't called keto, and I started it simply to lose fat, like every other woman on planet Earth. It was simply to lose fat. I was just overweight. I had 6 children. I was overweight through the duration of all of my pregnancies. And it's a roller coaster ride. And I just wanted to lose fat. The ketogenic diet wasn't even a thing. I mean, the word ketogenic was out there somewhere in time space, but it wasn't a thing on any level. But what was out there was the Atkins diet. So
I remember the Atkins. That was so 80s and 90s though. Like, was it like Marie Osmond or somebody on there or something?
Marie Osmond was on there. Yeah. Absolutely. And so Dr. Atkins basically sensationalized eating only protein and lots of protein. And I think that the key to, or the factor that lit up everybody's world was that you could eat as much as you wanted and you won't gain weight. In fact, you'll lose weight. So you can eat as much protein, anything from an animal. You just have to stay away from carbs. So it was like, okay, this seems pretty simple. I wanted something that was like super simple, something that I could do while juggling kids and life and everything that goes along with that. And I love to eat. I'm Italian. I love to eat. So I grew up eating and eating and eating. And I wanted, this is like the perfect diet.
How do you be Italian, eat keto and no carbs? So that means you don't get no pasta when you go to great grandmama.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I take care of my grandma every day. She's 95 years old. And
that must be an abomination to an Italian grandmother. How dare you not eat pasta?
She's like, it's a sin. Pasta is an essential nutrient. This is what my grandma says.
Like, you're supposed to eat pasta and drink wine. Like, isn't that like in your blood?
You're supposed to eat pasta, bread and butter. You're supposed to have a carb with your carbs. I mean, it's like a plate of carbs with a side of carbs. That's how I grew up. And I love eating that way. Don't get me wrong. But what I learned was, and pregnancies and hormones and all that goes along with a woman's dynamic and life in general caused me to get to 250 pounds, which is really, I was uncomfortable.
How big were you? You were how much?
I was 250 pounds, right.
And how tall are you?
I'm 5'5". I'm not very tall at all. Not very tall at all. So
somebody said something. You look like Wonder Woman. She definitely looks like a woman empowered. I thought it said Wonder Woman. Yes, she does.
Nice. That's very nice.
It says, I wonder if Angie noticed. What does that say? I wonder if Angie notice a memory improvement and ability to learn.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, 1,000% with the ketogenic diet, but it was an accident. It was a complete accident. Yes. People think.
Okay, so tell me, it was a freak accident to look like that. Have you seen those TikTok videos when people be like slipping and falling into like eating a French fry or whatever? So you're just like 250 pounds, you accidentally rolled into being like a super mom in this body. Okay, I need to slip on that banana. We all need to fall into that. So tell me about it. Tell me how you.
I am not supernatural, and nothing is a straight line, especially in my world. Nothing is a straight line. So I don't want to mislead anybody. However, the only thing I can convey to people is it is possible. Anything is possible as long as you are alive and you are just, determined to do it. If you set your mind to anything, you can do the sky isn't even the limit. There are no limits if you set your mind to it. So that's what I like to convey to other women, my children, just humans in general, that as long as you're alive and you set your mind to something, you can do anything. Anything is possible.
Is keto good for diabetics?
Keto is good for diabetics because sugar is bad for diabetics. So essentially you're taking the sugar out, you're taking all the bad stuff out, and you're just replacing it with all the good stuff. So that's good for anybody. That's
my friend Stacy, I think, too. Oh, she's gorgeous.
It's good for
It's good for everything.
Everybody, it's good for. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not giving medical advice, right? But
there's no setback, because I remember when I was trying to do keto for like 2 hours, and I was trying to find things wrong with it for 2 hours.
2 hours.
But like I'm vegan, so I don't eat a lot of dairy.
Yeah, you don't have to.
My protein comes mostly from like
bacon and things like that. Oh, sure.
Try not to eat too much of that protein meat and stuff like that.
Right,
so I wasn't feeling, you
weren't feeling it really. But you know what?
For vegan keto, it was kind of
difficult.
Hard.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? It's like you have to put a lot of thought into it. And then your brain starts to hurt when you think too much.
Right.
I mean, my brain starts to hurt when I'm thinking too much. And when I have learned that when it's not simple, people fail because they set themselves up for failure, adding too much on their plate. It's almost like when people start a new diet routine, like I'm going to start on Monday, right? And then they change up their eating habits, they change up their workout routine, they change up, like they're going to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning instead of 9 o'clock in the morning. When they change too many things at one time, they do absolutely nothing because they get burnt out. Right. And when you get, I try to tell the people that come to me for help, take it in baby steps. An elephant is eaten bite by bite, so to speak. Yes. So says the book, right? An elephant is eaten bite by bite. So baby steps. And as long as you're taking tiny little baby steps in the right direction, you'll get to your destination. So it's like you're here today, and that's where I want to be, right?
Right.
So just as long as you're moving in this direction, I mean, and we all take steps backwards. So I don't want anybody to get sad or think that it's a complete straight line, because it's not, because stuff is going to come in along the way. As you're on your way to your goal, it's like life is going to happen. The kids are going to come up with something. You might lose your job. Lots of things happen. What's going on in our world happens. Like there are so many variables. So it's definitely a roller coaster ride. However, the one thing that I can say is as long as you keep your eyes set on the goal and whatever that goal is. So it's like, we're here today. That is my goal, whether it's to lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whether it's to get a degree, whether it's to whatever it is.
So you're a motivational speaker or what? Because I'm being motivated. I'm looking at your arms every time you're talking. I'm like, dang, I should try to do keto for more than 2 hours.
You should try. 4 hours. You would love it. You would absolutely love it. I promise.
So tell me what you do. Like, okay, so they call you the Keto Mom of 6.
Yes.
And I heard about your boxing program.
Yes.
So do you help when you say clients? So do people like hire you to help? Well, tell me about like your business and how that plays in all of us looking like you.
Okay. I love you. So and believe me, I feel like I may look fabulous, but I feel sometimes like I'm 100.
We gonna bring in Francie, our clinician. We gonna get into the good stuff when we bring her. You look good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We are all
tell us what you do exactly.
Okay, so exactly what I do or what I've done to get to where I'm at today.
But what do you do now as far as being, do you help other people get like this, or what is your...
So the long and the short of it is, yes, I help people, and I help any people.
Yeah.
I help people who want to be helped. Let me put it that way. People show up on my doorstep typically when they are overweight and they want to lose the fat. Okay. So
Okay.
I have this mindset where I give people what they want, but then I give them what they need. Okay. Because they don't know what they need.
Say that one more time and let's put it on a t-shirt.
I give them I give them what they want or what they think that they want, and then I give them what they need, what they actually
like a
need.
Sneak attack.
Yeah, it's a sneak attack. But
Got
if you were to say, if somebody shows up on my doorstep and says, you know what, I need to lose 20 pounds. Okay, yeah, they may feel uncomfortable in their body and they may want to lose 20 pounds, and that's completely understandable. But really, something more is going on in their lives mentally.
Right.
So what they actually probably need is a good supportive community, a positive environment, and a bunch of humans that are there cheering them on. Because chances are, typically when somebody shows up on my doorstep to lose 20 pounds or 50 pounds or whatever it is, typically that happens when either A, their husband says that they want a divorce, or B, they've lost their job, or something like seriously tragic has happened. Like
so they show up on your doorstep where?
Like, okay, so, well, the
like at your house, like I can just come to your doorstep and sit there and be like, look at my fat ass.
People have been known to show up on my doorstep. However, my doorstep burned down 2 years ago.
Right, we're going to talk about that. So when you say, so show up to your boxing stuff or?
My boxing gym was actually behind my house in my garage. So yes, they would actually show up on my doorstep, literally on my doorstep. So
you have a boxing gym
in my garage, which is located behind my house.
Mirrors or anything? Because I'm trying to give away these mirrors that I have.
You could give me mirrors. I would love mirrors. Yes, I would.
I got to get them sucked off the wall in my studio, though.
Oh, absolutely.
I have 6,000 square feet. I had a boxing gym,
really,
and a dance studio, but I was in a real violent ghetto mall, and so I'm out of there, and I put everything in storage. But I need to take those $10,000 worth of mirrors. I'm not going to leave on the wall, but I want to donate them.
Yes.
And then I also have I own a boxing ring, and I'm a license. I know it's saying about me.
Oh my God, no! I want to know more about
you. I am a licensed boxing promoter in
the
state of
Indiana. I would love to be a boxing promoter. Oh my God!
We need to talk about a whole bunch of stuff offline.
We're talking about a whole bunch of stuff when we get off this call. Oh my God, I had no idea. That's unbelievable. Okay, Allison, we are now besties, and
yes, we're besties because I need the mirror somewhere.
Listening to, I love Kim. We're all besties. Okay, we're all women. We're all besties. We're all in this together.
So you are train them and give them the diet, the keto diet.
Yes.
And are all your kids keto-ish people?
No.
Oh, okay. Because they wouldn't like you. They'd be like, hold on.
My kids look at me like the devil. Okay.
Okay.
Not all of them, I should say. 2 of my kids have actually lost a lot of weight doing the keto diet. Okay. The other 4 are like, Mom, stay away from me right now. Don't even come near me with that stuff. Because you know what? They're kids. They're kids still. So they're kids, and I want my kids to be kids. Yes. So I show them a healthy lifestyle. Yes. I talk about a healthy lifestyle. I keep healthy food in the house. However, they have friends and they have access to anything and everything on planet Earth. And they're here, there, and everywhere. The children. It's like once they are out of your
once
body,
they get out. My son, I was trying to raise him vegan, and he came home one day. He goes, "Mommy," he was like about 7 years old. Now he's lactose intolerant. He said, "I went to this place and it had this big yellow M. I ate something yummy." I'm like,
"Oh boy,
does it look like this? McDonald's?" You went to I never wanted him to learn what McDonald's was. And he ate like a fish fillet, and then about 2 hours later, I was in the emergency room hearing everything.
Oh, you get so
fish and cheese. I'm like, dude.
And yes.
So yes,
I go to McDonald's because I like their coffee, and I just took a screenshot and I took a video of the different crazy food items that they have. And this isn't to knock McDonald's, okay? I love their coffee, but this
keto coffee. So what's a keto coffee? Is there such a thing as
keto coffee, otherwise known as bullet coffee, otherwise known as fat coffee? Okay,
what does that mean?
Are afraid of
cream in it.
No, it doesn't mean a lot of cream in it. However, I do like cream, but that's my personal preference. That is not what I'm promoting here. A keto coffee is actually black coffee. So you brew black coffee and you put a teaspoon of MCT oil in it or coconut oil in it.
I have coconut oil.
And also a teaspoon of grass-fed butter. Grass-fed butter is the best, but if you have regular butter.
I don't eat butter, I'm vegan, but I can put
that's true. You can put Smart Balance in it. You can put Smart Balance in it. Then I add like a little bit of cinnamon. You do not need to add the cinnamon. However, I love cinnamon, so I add a little bit of cinnamon to it.
Okay.
You blend it in a blender. and you pour it into your cup, and it's like a latte, like from heaven.
I don't even know. I bought some coffee. I don't do caffeine, but I did buy some decaf. I have not
You
tasted
could do it with tea too, but I personally like
stuff,
coffee.
keto
Yes.
That's
Oh,
what I understand. Wait a minute, Dr. Gettings is here. I think Rachel said something, and then I want to see what Dr. Gettings, and then I got to bring in Francie.
Absolutely.
So, Rachel, what did you say? I wonder what the biggest change since she noticed with her mental health state, like better able to deal with stress, less likely to react, and more likely to think and be more calm.
Okay, so I'll answer. Yes, Rachel. If you want me to answer, because I'll tell her how I started. Okay, so when I started the keto diet, or when it wasn't even known as the keto diet, I was mentally drowning. I was drowning in life. I was mentally drowning in everything because my husband had just passed away.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that when I bring Francie in. So sure. Wait, because we're going to get heavy, and I like to be in the presence of a clinician when we talk heavy, because I got to have my sandwich.
I'll keep it light and fluffy. No problem. I'll keep it light and fluffy. All salad dressing.
Yeah, let's wait for that. We'll come back to you, Rachel, and then Natasha, Dr. Gettings, which is one of our brain gang. She said in one study, and she's like super smart.
Yes.
People with diabetes type 2 lost weight, needed less medication, and lowered their A1C when they followed the keto diet for a year. And I also read something about people with multiple sclerosis. So let's get on in. Let's bring Francie on in here. So what we do on our show every week is when we interview people, we talk about some subjects. I'm a consumer. I'm a person living with mental illness. As you know, I suffer from depression, anxiety, which I had last Tuesday, and PTSD. Although I'm on no medications now, and it's due to the fact of I have a really cool group of people around me that both taught me nutrition, meditation, prayer, faith, gratitude, psychologists, psychiatrists. And so we have a new clinician that's just joined not only the Brain Gang, but she's also part of the Brain Truth production team. And her name is Francie Giordano. Did I say that right? I hope I said Giordano, because that really sounds like pizza. Is a licensed professional counselor in the state of Illinois, providing psychotherapy and coaching services and fulfillment of a lifelong dream. As a first-generation African-American, she finally gave herself permission to quit trying to fit into the cultural norms of her Haitian American heritage and went back to school in her late 30s to get education and training in what she has always felt was her calling. She is the founder of the Steel Mill, through which she provides coaching via chat or video. In addition, she helps harness the power of community by creating power circles. I like that. Power circles are groups of 4 to 6 people who are growing through the same challenge and reaching a similar goal. That's sort of like what they do at your doorstep.
I love that. Power circle.
Right. She is called by having had the honor and pleasure to facilitate and witness the healing power of community. Her favorite quote is, "The world breaks everyone, and afterwards, many are strong in the broken places." That's Ernest Hemingway. So come on in here. Come on in here, Francie. Hi, Francie.
Hello.
How are you?
I am honored to
I can't see you. You don't look lit up and bright.
I'm sorry.
Okay, there we go. And so, welcome.
That melanin just absorbed.
Brain Gang member. Welcome to the Brain Truth. And this is Angie.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Angie.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
So tell us, so you kind of in alignment with what Angie's got going on with the whole community. So what were you thinking when you were back there listening to this?
When she was talking, I'm like, oh, I'm watching an awesome coach. And then she was reminding me of something that I always say. I'm a therapist and a psychologist by profession, but psychology, who is not practicing psychology? Who isn't analyzing and figuring people out, figuring themselves out? Who doesn't sometimes have to provide emotional support?
Right.
It's just that the difference is some of us do it for a living, and to get training and education, and we get to do it. You know, we don't have to split that up with on the side.
Exactly.
I mean, being human,
like keto on the side, like mayonnaise and cheese on the side. We get it all pushed together. So Angie, tell me about the journey. Now I know you mentioned your mom was 6, and I want to get to that.
Okay. So I'll tell you about my journey.
Tell us about what happened.
Okay.
Tell us about the husband. First, tell us about your husband. What was his name, and then how long were you married? And
my husband's name was Billy. We were married 14 years. I got married when I was 22 years old. I was 36 when he passed away, and we had a wonderful life. I mean, like, it was nothing. It was a wonderful life. Okay. Yeah. He worked here in Chicago. He owned his own business here in Chicago, and I was a stay-at-home mom, and that was my life, and that was what I wanted my life to be, and that was the perfect life in my mind at the time. I never wanted to go outside of the house to work per se. I wanted to stay at home and raise my kids. I wanted to be like my grandma, who had 7 kids, and she stayed home and she raised her children, and her husband went to work. And I just wanted to raise my family and have babies and have grandbabies and take care of everybody and feed everybody. Like, that was my goal at the time. Yes. And then goals change because life happens, right? We have to bob and weave.
A motorcycle accident or something. Like,
he was in a motorcycle accident in 2012 when he was on his way home one night in July of 2012. And so at that point, our youngest son had just turned 3 years old, actually. Okay. Had just turned 3, and our oldest son was 11 years old. So I had 6 kids in between the ages of 11 and 3 at the time. And it was obviously completely unexpected. It was nothing that we had prepared for. He was 41 years old, so he was really, really young. It literally hit us out of nowhere. And, when something like that, death always hits you out of nowhere, let's be real. But it was like that call at 2:00 in the morning, that knock on the door at 2:00 in the morning that no mom, no wife ever wants to get. That was my reality this particular Friday evening at 2:00 in the morning when the local police knocked on my door. So, needless to say, mentally, it put me in this place that was not very good. It was so sad. I felt like I was drowning. The days afterwards were a complete blur to me. I was just a robot. So, long story short, long story longer, I mentally was in this place that I didn't like to be in. I wasn't feeling good, and I knew that I needed to be strong mentally and physically for my children.
Now, how many kids at the time? You had 6.
Oh yeah, I had 6 kids.
And how bad did it get when it got bad? Like, did you ever think like, I am not going to keep going?
Oh God, I thought that so many times. Okay, yeah. I thought that so many times, so much so my mom didn't want to leave me alone ever, because she thought that I was going to do something to myself, which I wouldn't have done. However, I understand why she was worried about it, and it was like nobody wanted to leave me alone, because they just didn't know where my mental state was on any given moment. And
did you seek counseling? Did you go see anybody? Or
I went to counseling. Well, okay, so yes, I went to seek counseling. I went to counseling because my mom basically forced me to. I didn't want to go. I didn't think I needed it, but my mom knows. She's the voice of reason, right? When you're in the midst of all this madness, your
and more people would do that.
Oh yeah,
because that's why we're here. Absolutely. More people need to seek counseling.
More people need to talk about what's going on.
Let the professionals determine that. Because trauma is trauma, honey.
I completely agree with you, and I completely agree with you. And I have a girlfriend watching this podcast right now who is always trying to talk to me. But I'm going to tell you, when you don't have an actual therapist, like Francie to go to, you've got your girlfriend who lives down the street.
The Google therapist.
Oh yeah, he wants to. My girlfriend Googles everything, but but she is like, it's like you got that one girlfriend that that you can call up in the middle of the night because you just can't sleep, and it's like you need somebody to talk to. You absolutely do need somebody to talk to. Yes. Whether it's a therapist, it's your mom, it's a friend, it's somebody. We all need a person. So I love this 988 number. I think that this is brilliant. I think that the world needed this a long time ago.
Get into it.
I think that this is, I'm going to support that 988 number like nobody's business. But anyways, moving right along, I felt like I was on an island by myself because none of my friends, all of the moms in my local area, nobody could understand what I was going through. Like, really, they meant well, but moms would walk up to me, and they meant well, but they would walk up to me and they would be like, Ange, I know what you're going through. I'm a single mom too. My husband is out of town all week long. And I'm like, oh my God, that you can't even, oh God, people just don't know what to say. So I didn't get angry. I just got like, I don't even feel like I fit in anymore. I didn't feel like I fit in the crowds, in our typical, mom groups. I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. And my head was in this place that it was so unknown to me. And I didn't have anybody to talk to because everyone tried, but nobody understood. And then afterwards, it's like when you have a tragedy like this, afterwards, the mom groups, everybody stops. They don't include you like they once did because now you're a single woman. You're not a couple anymore.
Feeling rejected.
Absolutely. And what I learned about friends through this experience was the people who you think would be there for you in a crisis are not necessarily the people that are there for you. And the people that show up on your doorstep that you never saw coming, they were not on your radar, you had no idea that they even existed. Yes. Those are the people that show up, they sit at your kitchen counter, they bring the coffee, they listen to you, and it's like, where did you come from? And I am so happy that you are
God
here.
Assigns people when you are going at your lowest. He reassigns.
He people
because he saw the strength in you. And you're sitting here today as a testament.
And he cleans house for you, which is a blessing. It's another blessing because out with the old and in with the new. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's like you didn't even see that what these people, they weren't your friends and they didn't have your back. And it's a blessing that they are now.
You literally lost weight. You lost weight.
Literally
lost weight.
Felt like I lost 1 million pounds when I finally got the grasp of that. And now today I am standing stronger, mentally standing stronger and physically standing stronger because of what I learned along this journey, which is to go back to the keto thing. I didn't know the benefits of keto. I just wanted to lose fat like every other woman out there. I had babies. I was overweight. I wanted to lose fat, plain and simple as that. It had nothing to do with brain health or anything of the sort, but I accidentally fell into the most mentally clear. I had so much clarity in, like, I could see things, when you walk through life and you feel like you're in a fog, like mentally, you're like, I don't know, I'm just not feeling anything today. That is. What
did you do? You Googled it or you saw, so was this before or after the house fire? Because I know you
no. So it was
husband,
in between. It was in between. The husband died in 2012. The house fire was in 2020. So there was 8 years in between. 8 years of learning. I became a keto coach, a certified keto coach. I started boxing. I created this boxing event for women in the area. There was a lot of learning when it came to food and what food does to your body, biologically does to your body and your cells and all that goes along with that, your hormones, women's hormones especially. And there were so many things I learned between, day one and, where I'm at today, actually. And I'm still learning. I mean, we're all still learning. But as I went along the journey, the more I started to learn, the more I wanted to give back to other people. Because some of the people are like, okay, Ange, we don't want to hear this. But most of the people will show up on I had a mom show up on my doorstep one day, like literally showed up.
How does everybody know where you live? At your doorstep. Hello, is your address on some bathroom wall, girl? And then someone else showed up on my door, like, where do you live at?
I don't even have a social life. I really don't.
What you mean. I
don't. All these moms know me in the area, and I swear when awful things happen to them or tragedies happen to them, or like I said, most people show up on my doorstep, sadly, when their husband is leaving them or something devastating like that is going on in their life. I mean, but I feel blessed that they show up on my doorstep because there's a lot of, they have nowhere to go is the way I look at it. And if they feel like I'm a safe place to go and someone that's going to make them feel better, I'm so grateful that they show up on my doorstep, and I don't care what I look like. My hair's on top of my head. My pajamas are on. It doesn't matter to me. My pimple cream's all over my face. It doesn't matter. Show up. Come on in. I always have coffee. I always have something to feed you. Come in and we can talk about whatever is on your mind because I know that I would want someone to do that for me, and I would want somebody to do that for one of my children if they were to show up on someone's doorstep. And so that's the way I look at life in general. How would I want my mom to be treated or my daughter to be treated or my sister to be treated or me to be treated? I'm usually last on my list. But I treat people the way I want all of the people I love to be treated.
What a beautiful outlook. Francie, do you want to get in here and say some stuff?
She speaks to the irony of trauma and crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Inevitably, we're gonna, by surviving and healing, you're gonna be stronger and better for it.
Absolutely.
But we would never intentionally go through all of that to get the jewels, and the strength and the wisdom that always comes with it.
Right.
And then I really could relate personally and professionally to when you were talking about you had to make it because of your children. I jokingly tell my children all the time, sometimes I would resent you guys because I have to keep living.
Gotta keep living.
I have to figure this out because I have dependents. So they are a blessing.
They are a blessing. Yep. All of my struggles are a blessing because my struggles showed me my strength. And without my struggles, I would have never learned my strengths. So every single solitary struggle I've had throughout my life has been a blessing in my life. And I wouldn't take any one of them back. I really wouldn't.
Salute. I salute and honor you. You are a warrior.
So do I.
Thank
I mean,
you.
I'm just like sitting here going, wow, like super mom. Keto, you need your own show. Keto Super Mom of 6. I'm serious.
It helps with ADHD as well.
It does. It helps with it helps with so many things. Okay. I shouldn't say everything, but so many
things.
Tell
us about your kids. Talk about your kids. I want to hear all about
my kids are wonderful.
You have 6.
I have 6 kids, yeah. So I have 4 boys and 2 girls.
Okay.
And so my oldest is 21. He just turned 21. My second son is 19. My third son is 18. My fourth child.
Popping up suckers out.
I know. I was like, bam, let's go. Well, you know what?
18, okay.
I had a plan. I always have a plan for everything. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna have my kids 2 years.
You got a babysitter, a dishwasher.
Go
to the store and get some more milk and eggs.
Oh my God! These kids don't know what cleaning is. They don't even know how to work the washing machine. I'm failing as a mom in that way. But no, they help. They're great kids. They help.
21, 18, 17.
So I have 21, 18. So I have 21, 19, 18, almost 17. She's going to be 17 next week, actually. 17 next week. I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I have a 12-year-old son who's about to be 13. So
wow,
so it's 21 to 13 right now is the age bracket, and they were 3 to 11 when my husband passed away, which was 10 years ago this July.
So do you celebrate him? Do you do anything?
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Do you celebrate or do anything in honor of him, or?
We do. So every year, his birthday and the day he passed away are 2 weeks apart. So yes, we go to his favorite restaurant and we celebrate his life. That's what we do. We celebrate his life. And the day, his birthday, which is July 14th, is the day he and I actually met each other, like for the very first time ever. So it's always been a special day in my world. And it's his birthday. And then the day he passed away, not that that's a special day, but we celebrate his life. So July is bittersweet to all of us because we celebrate his life, but it also brings us back to all of the memories and the obvious, sadness.
So Francie, how often and how long should she do this? Like, are you remarried now, or did you go on, or? Yeah,
no, I'm in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for the past just about 10 years now. And I'm not a serial, I don't date. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with dating. I've been very focused on my kids. I've had one.
Right. Yeah. But you have one specific person, or you just been dating? Or
I have one specific person.
A dude. What do we call him now? What's the right word?
He's a fella. He's a fella. He's a fella, right? He's a guy.
That man, my man. And so how is it with him? So he must be very amazing.
Yes, he's very patient.
Also celebrate and your kids.
Well,
so how does she continue to do this, Francie? I mean,
yes, one of the main goals and tasks of grieving is finding a way to continue the relationship you have with your beloved. It's not to get over it.
Yeah. It's to move forward.
It's to create a new relationship with them. Yeah. Because I mean, I put it out there. You have to be yourself when you're a clinician so that you can attract the people that need what you have to offer. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like when you read the jacket about the author of a book, you want to read the jacket of your therapist. So this particular therapist assumes that, you existed prior. All of us existed prior to being in your mommy's belly, and will continue to exist after you're cremated or buried. Right. So when people pass away, that's part of my grief counseling is helping them to adjust to the new relationship form, not to get over it.
Right.
Yeah. It is insulting and hurtful when people when people start calculating, well, how long ago did that happen? It's been 5 years now. It's been 10 years now.
So
they mean well.
I'm sorry. If anybody has questions for our mom, you can call in. I have not been getting any numbers. We didn't put the number out there. I'm so sorry. 708. We took it off the ticker last week because the show was jam-packed. But if you want to call in, it's 708-545-2446. Is that the right number, y'all? Can somebody, my team, help me? 708-545-2446. And there's Kim. She said, wow, that's powerful. New relationship form. And then, oh, wow, that's so, I missed what Rachel's saying. You guys are taking them away so fast, but that's so much loss she dealt with and came out with super. Yeah, everybody keeps talking about your superwoman arm.
Warrior.
How often do you work out? Like, you look like you wake up like Dr. Getty. Like, you wake up every morning and what? Tell me your workout regimen. Because you know what I read when I was going through depression early on, like when I came out of the psychiatric hospital, it said for every 15 minutes of working out buys you 2 hours of, no depression and anxiety. Every 15. So I would like work out for 30 strong minutes of cardio to get that re-up, that serotonin kicking. And I felt better. I remember the first time I went walking, because I don't know if you know much about my story, but my husband actually left me
I'm sorry.
when I came out of the hospital, but it's okay. I still love him, and I'm still hoping we'll rekindle our marriage. But and what I know now that I didn't know then, and like you go through grieving and you go through this, and then you go to work on you. Because everybody's going to say, oh, I'm going to blame this person. I'm going to do this. I'm sad because of this. But all of us, we got to leave here at some point. So at some point, you got to decide, I got to live and I've got to do some kind of transformation here. Especially your mom. And I'm a mom. You know what I mean? So I remember walking and crying like 3 miles of just, and I just kept walking and going. I didn't turn around. And by the time I did that 2 miles and on my way back, the tears were gone. And that's pushing through. And so I'm just touched. In every show, I get a little emotional as I'm listening to you, and you're beautiful, and your spirit is just beautiful. You have a beautiful soul.
Thank you.
And whoever these people that surround themselves in God, and whoever you believe or what you believe, it's not normal to have gone through what you've gone through and come out on the other end looking and being a beautiful being. And so I just want to commend you. And then I also just want you to, speak to some woman right now, because I've got some people that I see watching, and we're here, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. I got, there's people, and there's a few that I'm seeing that could hear from you. Just say whatever you are feeling, because you got a ball of light, girl.
Thank you so much.
God used you for some purpose. Well, you're doing your purpose, but I just see a bigger national purpose. I don't know. Don't you, Franzi? Like, there should be like a reality show called Keto Mama.
She accepted the invitation.
Yeah.
These types of experiences are an invitation to a firewalk. If
That's
you
good.
accept the invitation and you don't numb the pain with sex, shopping, drugs, resentment, and anger, and you allow yourself, like Usher said, you let it burn. You balance letting it burn with coping. That's what you end up with.
Angie has strength and grace beyond measure. That's Mary Beth Cook.
That's my.
You know who that person is?
That's my girlfriend I'm talking about. That's my girlfriend.
Oh, that's one of the new people.
She's one of the people that walked into my life that I never saw coming. That is right there. That woman right there.
And when women acknowledge other women, that's what this month is about. It should go on, that shows you who you have in your village, girl. This is Lisa, my vice president for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. She's the vice president of the board. Angie is an inspiration. We got to do some stuff with her with NAMI.
Thank you, Lisa.
We have to get her speaking on a national platform for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Because I'm telling you, I'm sitting here and I just, I do this all the time. I'm interviewing people. I always connect with my guests. I wish I could be friends with everybody. But you just have this, I can't describe it. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me that's getting this. I get chills, and you have this light around you. I can't. Where are your kids? I want to meet your kids. Are your kids camera ready?
I told my kids to go in their rooms.
We need your kids. I want to see your kids. I love kids. Tell them to come on in. If they, these teenagers, they be on TikTok. They got to be all filtered up and camera ready. But if they want to come on before you get off,
if they want to come on, I'll let them pop in. Yeah, I'll let them. They might be listening, babe.
They are. Come on in. I'll
see if they want to come on in. But
say something to moms right now.
The one thing I want to just point out is that I didn't wind up here because there was a book and a manual that I picked up, because there wasn't a book and there wasn't a manual that says your husband's dead, what do you do now, right? There wasn't that. And it's like I felt literally like I was lost in a world of confusion. I was like on a planet, like an island all by myself. And I never want any woman to feel the way I felt, which is the reason I started the boxing program that I started. But before I could do that, I needed to put myself on a journey, which I did. I put myself on this journey. And when I say boxing saved my life, I mean, boxing saved my life like you have no idea. And I'm going to tell you, it is not because I was never a boxer. I don't have anybody who boxes in my family. I don't come from an area where people are boxing, kickboxing. None of that stuff wasn't in my area where I live. It really still isn't now. I'm basically known as the boxing mom around here. But I got to say that I believe with my whole heart in the law of attraction, and I believe in listening to your gut and following your instincts. Your intuition will never lead you astray. Lead you astray. It's like when, your mom will tell you, don't go down that dark alley. But if you're walking down the street and your mom is not there and you look and you start to get goosebumps all over and you're like, don't go down that dark alley. That's not going to be a good thing.
That's the gift of discernment, honey.
That is your intuition. And my intuition said to me, when my husband passed away, it was like, learn how to box. Learn how to box. And I was like, who's talking to me? Like, why box? What does that even mean? I don't even know where to go to box. I wouldn't even know where to begin. It wasn't like in my area. It's like there was yoga studios popping up.
Why boxing? Fight.
Yes. Well, it was like my intuition. And so I thought to myself, you know what?
Listen to it. Boxing, fight, honey, fight.
Wait,
on that note, we finally got a call to the studio, and guess who this is?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. How do I answer this? This is light heavyweight champion boxer, Derek Durr. Are you listening to this?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Did you hear her when she said that God or something told her to box? Through her. So what do you want to say, professional boxer? Can you hear him? Can you guys hear him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say Angie is inspiration. Me being a fighter and having to get up when the chips is down, Angie, and you definitely got up. I know the boxing term when a fighter is knocked down, and there's a saying that say, you never know what you made of until you've been knocked down. And getting up off the ground really make you a champion.
Yeah.
And Angie, I can really say you are a true champion.
Wow.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you so much.
Inspiration to me, to everybody, that you're a real fighter. You got nuts and guts. I can say that.
Thank you so much. That means so much coming from you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Oh, I love that.
I always say, Derek, not on that note, I say to my children all the time, when life knocks you down and you're down on that floor, you don't say why me, you say try me. And you get your butt back up and you move forward in that direction that you're going. We don't go backwards, baby. We go forward. You don't say why me. I never say why me. And I never say poor me. Why did this happen to me? No, I do not go there. I say, all right, life, you knocked me down. All right. And I'm a little bruised and there's some bumps and all that stuff. But life is not going to defeat me. I'm going to show you. I'm going to get back up. Put one foot in front of the other, and I'm going to show you what I'm made of, because I, for me, needed to prove to myself that I was strong mentally and physically to handle this thing called life. And I wanted to show my babies that when their mom gets knocked down, which is going to happen, but when their mom gets knocked down, life is not going to keep me down there. I'm going to always get up and I'm going to fight for my baby.
Storm.
Yes, overcome the storm.
Things
yes.
popping up while she's talking, yo.
Yeah.
Like your guns are insane. Let me see these comments popping because Derek, thank you for calling in.
Derek, thank you so much.
Holding your belt for your next fight.
I would love for Ange to come hold the belt in the next fight. And if I get in trouble, I need Ange to whoop somebody's ass.
He said he wants you to be somebody's ass. Yeah, like when you get knocked down, put her in the ring. Thank you, Derek Durr. We appreciate you for calling in.
Thank you, Derek.
All right, bye.
He was so funny.
Wow.
That was cute. Thank you.
I don't know if Dr. Ivy is here. Nobody gave me a thumbs up. I can't see, but if Dr. Ivy is here, we want to bring her in. But so the driving force is to prove to herself that she can do it.
Yes, because if you prove that to yourself, everybody around you will rally together and they will say, you know what, my mom is not letting life keep her down. My mom is getting, and my babies were my driving force. They were my why in life. If I had a why, I had a why that was bigger than me, and it wasn't necessarily for me, but you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first.
That's
so you put the oxygen mask on yourself first so I can help all my babies. Now I've got 6 babies, so I'm like, I got a lot of babies that I got to carry in these arms. So these arms got to stay strong, but mentally you have to be strong in order to physically be strong, because you'll mentally get knocked down before you'll physically get knocked down. Girl. That's the way I look at life, and that's the way I look at everything.
Have you done a TED Talk?
I know, but I love.
Okay, Angie, we need to talk. I need to manage you, honey. You need to. Here's a lot of stuff. We got a lot of work to do because you just are naturally. You don't even know you're naturally inspiring, and I want to thank Kim Spies, who's our guest coordinator.
Kim is amazing.
Kim is dope too. I want her on the show, but
Kim is amazing.
Kim helped you come on the show.
Yes, she did.
It was so perfect for us. Our audience is loving it. Things are everywhere. I can't keep track of people sending all this love towards your way.
I'm so happy that I was able to be a part of this today. I appreciate it so much, Allison. I really, truly do. I appreciate it so much, and I thank Kim for even inviting me onto your show, and thank you for inviting me onto your show.
I'm so happy. You got to come back. We need you as like a keto or a woman advocate on the team.
Anytime,
to speak life to some of these women. So I want to see these kids before we go. Where are these?
I think they're all hiding. I don't think anybody.
Are they just watching? Are y'all just playing me? You playing?
Nobody's gonna come. I swear, nobody's gonna come.
I'm Auntie Bling. Y'all playing Auntie Bling, but that's okay. I got you. I'm gonna follow you on Instagram.
Follow my Instagram. Follow my Facebook. You'll see all my kids there. Right now, they're camera shy. They're like, "No, mom, we're not doing this right now."
It's okay. We love them. We'll make a show because we have what's called the Itty Bitty Brain Game. We have a group of young people that come and interview other people, so we can talk about bringing them back and be a part when they're camera ready, and turn the cameras on you and interview.
Oh, Nikki, come here.
People. Oh, we got somebody.
Wait, this is my youngest. This is my youngest.
Yeah, get me on TikTok.
He's fixing his hair. Okay, fix right here.
Come on. We just want to meet some of these super people. Come in here. Come in here. Now, which one are you? How old are you?
He's my. Even though he can't hear.
Oh, how old are you?
How old are you? 12. He's 12. I'm gonna be 13.
When is your birthday?
May 12th.
Oh, May 12th. Birthday. You're a Taurus. That's a Taurus, I think.
Thank you.
You're a Taurus, yeah.
So what do you think about your mom? She got everybody going crazy here on the show. They love her. We love her. I know you love her, but what do you think about those guns and what she?
Oh, my arms.
Yeah, she's. You want to say something cool about your mom?
She's nice. She's cool.
That's my baby. That's my.
Love your mom.
This is my little man. But let's ask him the key question. Do you like keto?
Do you like keto? He said no.
Maybe.
That's okay.
We're not going to talk about that Subway sandwich you had earlier today.
You have healthy love around you.
I love you.
So I just wanted to say, bless you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
All right, well, Angie, I really had a good time with you. What about you, Francie? Do you have any final words? I want to hear from you, Francie. And then, Angie, I want some final words for today on this celebration of Women's History Month and extraordinary women. Francie, what do you want to end with?
I want to point out to all parents that note that Angie did modeling, and she doesn't have to worry. It's that she modeled, and her children will remember this when they need to. Sometimes we're planting seeds. The other thing I want to say is that you two brought up the theme of behavioral activation. that all the drugs that are prescribed to you by doctors are manufactured within the body, but they prescribe them to you to give you the right ratios. But you both talked about ways in which we can give our bodies instructions to create whatever neurotransmitters we need.
That's right.
Actually, Franzi, on that, because you did mention that you said when you work out, you feel like you're amazing for the next couple of hours.
I just wanted the audience to remember.
Yes, and Franzi, thank you so much for bringing that up because it escaped my mind for a second there.
I have several clients that have cured their anxiety through behavioral activation with kickboxing. Or
behavioral activation. I never heard of that term before.
Yes.
Well, when they're prescribing you, this is the original pharmacy, right?
Right. Yes.
So when they are writing you a prescription, it's nothing that they're prescribing you that the body can't manufacture.
Thank you, Franzi.
Through behavioral activation or behavioral.
Yes.
Behavioral activation, y'all.
That's what you did when you went for that walk.
Yes.
Yes.
We should do a show where we just do some boxing stuff. And like we need to do an interactive, like get up and get active. When it gets nice, maybe I'll go outside and do a show. We can have you and you can show us some moves and stuff.
Yes, I will absolutely do that. And what Franzi is saying is actually so incredibly important. And it was key to my whole boxing adventure, I should say, because boxing is like a very high intensity, but short bursts of high intensity. So by accident, I would basically I don't do drugs. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody who does prescription drugs. I'm not at all. But me personally, I don't do drugs.
Say that louder. It's like I'm not knocking anybody who do drugs. Prescription drugs.
Prescription drugs.
You gotta say stuff really like 3 times. People watch this show because then I'll get an inbox.
No, I am not. I'm prescription drug. But I don't. Me personally, for my body, and I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do anything like that. And I live the keto lifestyle, and that's what works for me personally.
Right.
But when it came to my anxiety and my depression and my sadness and all that goes along with that, what I found in my personal life was that short bursts of high intensity exercise, i.e. boxing for me, but it can be a lot of things, was the drug of choice for me because I felt, I know this firsthand, that doing 20 to 30 minutes, and that's it, of boxing made me high as a kite, like happy, like I could run the world. I was invincible for the next like 5 to 6 hours. So I always tell people, you don't need to kill yourself in the gym for 2 hours. Do like 20 to 30 minutes in the morning and do 20 to 30 minutes later on if you feel like you need a little pick-me-up. That's what you should do. And that is what I prescribe. I don't prescribe, I'm not a doctor, but that's what I would suggest that is what I suggest actually to my people, because 20 to 30 minutes of a high intensity up and down exercise is so much more beneficial than going to the gym for 3 hours. And
I'm not saying taking a Wellbutrin.
It is. That's exactly what it is. Yes.
It's a naturally.
Yes.
We are biochemical beings. We mediate.
Yes.
Every experience that we have on a regular is mediated by.
Yes.
Are translated with chemicals.
It absolutely is. And the exercising, it sends dopamine. It lights up the hippocampus. And that just basically translates to being very, very happy for the next 5 to 6 hours.
Everything we experience is mediated by drugs.
Yes.
Naturally occurring drugs. When you have an orgasm, that's a drug that you're getting. Runner's high.
Yeah, we're going to do a whole show on that.
Oh, but you know what? On that note, actually, Franzi, not to go there, but I just want to point out to people, and this is how I point it out to people, and maybe this is sometimes how they get it, and I'll say it just because you're thinking it, and I'll say it. It's like the mind is so very powerful. So let's pretend we're a boy, right? We all know men, right? And when they start thinking of certain things, they start having a reaction, right? I'm just saying, they have the reaction. So our bodies, every body is the same way. If your head is in the right place, is in the right mindset, your body is going to physically react to whatever it is you're thinking. So if you're thinking negative thoughts, you're going to be like this. If you're thinking positive, happy thoughts, you're going to have a positive reaction. And it's as simple and as complicated as that.
You intuitively did the thing.
Yes.
And that's things that you need to do. Yeah.
I did what made me feel good. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Franzi.
If you guys want to stay in touch or get in touch with Miss Angie, the Keto Mom of 6, or as she say, what do you say? Yeah, look at them guys. Honey, what she say? Drop up on her doorstep.
Drop up on my doorstep.
You can get in touch with Angie
Yes.
at IG and YouTube at Keto Supermom of 6. Or go to her doorstep, apparently.
Or go to my doorstep. There you go.
And if you want to get in touch with Francie
yes.
And her company, thesteelmill.com. This is Francie. Go to www.thesteelmill.com and she can life coach and find out all the services that she provides. All right. Well, I am super excited. I am happy. I can't wait till I continue to eat some of this when I'm done with you all. And I want to thank my guests. That was a lot of fun. I have had a lot of fun tonight. I had so much fun that I didn't even do. Well, I did it internally, but I didn't stop at the traffic control. So just remember, everybody, do your traffic control. It's coming up at 9:00. We're going to still be running out of the show. Stay around because at the end we do what's called Brain Bliss. Typically, we have Dr. Ivy come on and she sort of always adds the brain and the soul, because as everyone know, and Angie can sit here and she can attest for this, my journey took me on a place of healing the mind, the brain, and the body of the soul, because we had to rely on our faith. We had to have surrounded by love. We had to keep our minds and our spirits uplifted. So all these things, and like Francie said, it's all the body has the medicine to heal in the mind. It's the will. So I want you guys just to remember some of that. Okay. So next week. Okay. So now I know it's like 2.11 because I almost said it was 2.10. Ooh, we moving so fast. So as we continue to celebrate Women's History Month, we're going to do a rebroadcast of The Brain Truth with Allison Jordan with our incredible show with Prophet June Hollingsworth and Dr. Napasha Gettings. It was a revealing conversation about fasting and the benefits to physical, spiritual, and mental health. It was one of our best shows. And so please still come back. It'll be a live rebroadcast, but come back next Tuesday on the 22nd at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard. And always come back to us next week. See you next week. All right, let's ready ourselves for the Brain Bliss. So I need everyone to just take a deep breath in. Exhale. One more time. One good deep breath. And exhale. I'm always so humbled to show up for what's possible. Tonight was such a powerful show, and Angie showed us what's possible. So I just want you to remind yourself, I am a peaceful soul. I am a pure soul. I am capable. I desire to heal. And the power is right here within me. I am open to being authentic. I am open to letting go. Letting go of ego, anger, and attachment. I am open to forgiveness. I am okay. I desire mental, physical, and emotional awareness. I desire clarity, calm, and pure mindfulness. I am okay. I will receive love and give love freely. I am open to a deeper connection to Source. I am love. I am love. Thank you, Brangels. I love you. See you next week. And that's the Brain Truth.
Vibrations of love. And some say love is a verb. But much deeper than that, love is a vibration. It is that energy that stirs the soul and opens up the heart. Vibrations of love call out to the divine that connects us with the beauty of life and the oneness of it all. I need not to say it with words, although it is always nice to hear. But greater still is to feel it. Vibrations of love lift me higher, and I fill the empty spaces within the soul. It is the divine in its purest essence. It is me at the height of my being. I am vibrations of love.